Hi my dear students, I hope that you are doing well. This video is for first batch students. We are going to learn grammar. The name of our lesson today is phrasal verbs. So it's gonna be great. Let's get started. We have the content and objectives of our lesson today. We are going to start with examples. What is a phrasal verb? Are they different from other verbs? How can we understand them? Practice, and the last one, production. Let's start with some examples. Jack puts on his scarf. If I ask you the question, can you find a verb, please? Good. So the verb is put. But here we have the verb plus something here. Put is the verb and on is the verb particle. So what is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a verb plus a verb particle. So it can be a preposition or an adverb. Okay? And here, if we add this verb particle, we change the meaning of the verb. And the phrasal verb, they are like any other verbs. They can be conjugated in any tense. Okay? As you see here, it is conjugated in simple present. We conjugate only the first part of the verb. Jack puts on his scarf. Now, let's see what is the meaning of put on. Okay, put on. Put on your scarf, put on your jacket. More examples. Emma takes off her shoes. So, can you find the verb here, or the phrasal verb? Take off is the phrasal verb. Good. We have the first part of the phrasal verb is take, and the second part of the phrasal verb is off, and it is conjugated in simple present. Take off is the opposite of put on. Okay, Emma takes off her shoes. Emma takes her shoes off. So let's compare the two sentences here. Emma takes off her shoes. If I ask you, can you find what is the direct object? Emma takes off what? Her shoes. So it comes after the second part of, or the part 2 of the phrasal verb. Or we can put it immediately after the verb. Both are correct. Emma takes off her shoes, or Emma takes her shoes off. More examples here. We have the coach has put off the training session. The coach is a person who teaches you the lesson of sport. Okay? Can you find the phrasal verb here? Put off. Good. And it is conjugated. The coach has put off what? The training session. So it comes after the verb particle. Or we can put it after the part number 1. It means the verb. The coach has put the training session off. Both are correct. Sometimes you are going to find that this noun, the training session, or the object is replaced by a pronoun. So we can put it like this. The coach has put it off. It's correct. But here we have a common mistake. Don't do it. The coach has put off it. It is incorrect, because here we have a pronoun, not a noun. Don't put it after the verb particle if we have a pronoun here. So it is incorrect. So remember, the structure of a phrasal verb is the verb plus the verb particle. It can be a preposition or an adverb. Some examples: put on, take off, put off. If we change the verb particle like on, off, etc., automatically we change the meaning of the verb. Give up, bring about, and come in. Now, how can we understand the phrasal verb? Are we going to memorize them? Of course not. But by practice, you are going to be familiar with a lot of phrasal verb, but you have to put them in context in order to understand them, and you can use the dictionary in order to explain their meaning. Some examples here: bring about. Smoking brings about cancer. So if I give you the verb or the phrasal verb bring about and I ask you to give me the meaning, you can't, because you need to put it in context first. Smoking brings about cancer, it means to cause or to happen. Go on. The teacher advised the student to go on with his hard work. For example, we have a great student and the teacher said to him or her, great work, go on, keep on, carry on, or continue. Next one, appeal to. The Mona Lisa masterpiece, so you know it, it is a famous work of art, appeal it to all taste. So it means all the people are being attracted by Mona Lisa. Break down. John's car is very old, it means not new. It always breaks down, it means it always, or it doesn't work. Okay, so it means it stops doing its function. For example, you want to have a phone call, but your phone breaks down, it means it doesn't work anymore. More examples here. Put up with. Sometimes you are going to find a phrasal verb with more than so here, so we have up and with more than verb particle or preposition here. Moroccan people put up with different religions. It means they accept, they tolerate people with different religions. So it means no conflict between us. Figure out. My friend is so intelligent, so smart, so he figures out every riddle. So it means he can find the answers or the solutions of a lot of questions. To find solution or to find the answer. Use up. If we don't save water, we will use it up. So it means we are not going to find water anymore. It will disappear. So it means to use it up, to use all of it. Pick out. When shopping for watermelon, it is a fruit, I like to pick out the biggest. It means to choose. For example, I give you 3 pens and I told you with different colors, and I told you, can you pick out only 1 pen to choose? More examples. Make up. Just I want to be reminded that sometimes you are going to find one phrasal verb with many meanings. My friend made up a good excuse so as to justify his absence. Made up in simple past. Okay? Make up, it means to create something that is not real, to create a story, to invent. Give off. Chimneys of factories poison the air when they give off toxic smoke. It means they send, they produce gases in the air they emit. Handout. The teacher asked a student to hand the papers out to other students. It means to distribute or to give something to a large group of people. Give up. His wife finally persuaded him to give up smoking. It means to stop smoking or to stop doing a bad habit. More example. Handing. The teacher said all the project must be handed in by Tuesday. So it means you must give me the homework or the papers or the project by Tuesday. Okay, so it means to give something like project work, papers to a person in authority, like your manager, teacher, etc. Put out. Firemen needed more than 2 hours to put out the blaze. So it means to extinguish fire or to stop fire from burning. Rely on. You can rely on me for help. So it means you can be dependent on me if you need help. Do up. Can you help me do up my dress? So it means to tie or to fasten something, like your dress, your shoes, your hair, like in the picture here. More examples. Back up. His parents always back him up. It means his parents always help him or support him. Break into. The thief breaks into the bank. So it means to enter by force, like for example the famous group in the series La Casa de Papel. So they want to break into the bank in order to steal money. Eat up. Be a good boy and eat up your vegetable. So it means to finish eating all your food in hand on or your plate. So it means to finish eating. Put off. I never put off until tomorrow what you can do. It means to delay or procrastinate something. For example, you have a fixed plan with a fixed date, then you can change it to a later time. For example, I said to you that you have an exam on 17th of March. Then I change the plan and I said to you, I'm going to put off the test. It means to change the date later. You are going to have a test on the 1st of April. Okay. Take off is the opposite of put on. It was hot outside, so I took off my coat, my jacket. So it means I remove an item of clothing from your body. Now let's move to practice. Fill in the blanks with the right phrasal verb from the list. Take off, break into, brings about, give off, figure out, puts up with, made up, rely on. Can you? And you have a blank. How I got your address. Our teacher is so kind that she usually. Student mistake. The witty girl means a smart girl but in an evil way. A good pretext so as not to put herself in a bad situation. Vehicles like bus and cars. It means means of transportation. Too much toxic smoke in the air. Smoking, a blank here, cancer and lung disease. Remember to your shoes before entering the house. Many working women, relatives for childcare. We had to the house because we lost the key. Now try to set your timer for 5 minutes and let's make to compare what you have done with the correction. So when time is up, try to compare what you have done with the correction. Can you figure out? It means can you find how I got your address? Our teacher is so kind that she usually puts up, so it means tolerate, puts up with a student's mistake. The witty girl here, the witty girl made up a good pretext. So she made up an excuse so as not to put herself in a bad situation. Vehicles give off too much toxic smoke in the air. Smoking brings about cause cancer and lung disease. Remember to take your shoes off. It means to remove before entering the room or the house. Many working women rely on relatives, so it means they be dependent on their families in order to take care of their children. We had to break into the house because we don't have the keys or we lost the key. So the last part is production. What you are going to do, at least you are going to write 5 sentences using 5 phrasal verbs. Try to pick out 5 phrasal verbs and put them in sentences. And why not put all of them in different sentences? But at least 5 sentences in order to be familiar with them. So you have to practice. Thank you so much for your attention, and don't forget to stay at home and stay safe.